There was one bug on here who had his tail stuck in the paint, and he was just like, his butt was on the wall and the rest of him was like out here trying to get away. Hey guys, I am going to go outside and paint the screen today because I haven't painted it since I put it up like 4 or 5 years ago. So I got some paint at the hardware store and I'm gonna go wipe it off with a towel, get all the dust off, and then we'll paint it. And I gotta paint the edges too. The edges are really important because that's where water will get in, and then if it freezes it'll expand and it'll tear the screen apart. So we'll go do that. I'm gonna do the edges first for 2 reasons. One, because I wanna put a few coats on the edges, so I want it to dry first. And 2, if it does drip from the edges onto the face, I can just paint over it when I paint the face. So I've got a ladder in the back. I'm gonna go grab that and I'll climb up on top. And there are 2x4s that I can stand on to paint the top. Here's the paint, and I'm shooting this mostly so that I can reference this when I paint it again, because I have no idea what I used the first time. So I'll use this time, and that way I'll know if it sucks, I won't get this brand again. And if it works well, then I'll use it again next time. I got a little bit on me, but that's okay. I'm glad I've got at least 1 coat on that. It didn't look too bad. The plies weren't split at all, but you could tell that the paint had been chipping off a little bit. So I'm glad to get 1 coat on, and we'll get at least 1 more on. But I'll do the sides now, and I'll check underneath, see if that needs to be painted, and then we'll do the face. So the bottom and the sides actually look pretty good, but we'll give them 1 coat just for good measure. Camera check. Yeah, you're still rolling. All right, that's 1 coat down for all the edges. And we'll start on the face. I believe I used a ladder last time. I don't know why. I probably had this pole at that time too. But we'll give this a shot. This pole extends pretty far. I'm not a painter by any means, so it's probably going to be pretty sloppy. But I should be able to reach the top with this. Let's see how it goes. Oops, battery died, sorry. Anyway, got one coat done. Let's switch the battery out. Sorry about that. Kind of kills the whole time-lapse thing, doesn't it? Well, here it is, it's done. Well, one coat's done. Probably doesn't look much different to you, does it? Because it was a white wall before. Now it's a slightly whiter white wall. Believe me, you. Oh, bugs. Oh, where'd he go? There was one bug on here. I don't know why these bugs are attracted to the paint, but they are. But there was one bug on here who had his tail stuck in the paint, and he was just like, his butt was on the wall and the rest of him was like out here trying to get away. It was kind of funny. And I'm sorry if you're like a bug activist. It was funny to me. Here's one that's struggling a little bit. And I'm not like Sid from Toy Story, but it's just kind of funny. He'll get away eventually. What you doing, little bug? There's another one. There's a leaf that got stuck. So yeah, you probably can't tell, but it is a little bit whiter. Let it dry for a bit. I'll check the can, see how long it's supposed to dry. Oh, this paint. This is one of the things I read about this paint, is that it goes on thick. So this is supposed to cover 400 square feet. The screen's exactly 10 feet by 20 feet. So 200. So this should be able to put 2 coats on the screen. But I went through like 3/4 of the gallon already. And I didn't lay it on real thick. So yeah, I think they're right, the people who wrote the comments online. It does go on thick. So if you do get this brand, you're gonna want more than what it calls for on the paint can. So I don't know if I'll do another coat right now, because I don't want to put, 1.5 coats on and leave half the screen just with 1 coat on. So I'll probably at least do the edges, and then I will get another can, I guess. That's where they get you. They did this, I remember, with body spray. What's the one with the muscle guy and they have the funny commercials with the basketball watermelon and stuff? Old Spice. I remember they used to have body spray that was more like a mist. You'd push it down and it would like mist, which was nice because you know that you're not wasting a whole bunch. And then they changed the sprayer to like a jet spray. So now you go through a can of body spray in like a week. Anyway, I feel like that's what they did with this paint. They made it real thick so that you'd have to buy more than you'd think you'd need. But that's what I got, so I'm not gonna go buy a different brand now. But maybe next time I will. We'll see how this one holds up. All right, we're gonna let this dry, and then I'll at least do the edges again. And yeah, there it is. Painted screen. You can watch the paint dry if you want. This probably wasn't a very exciting video, was it? But here, I'll let you watch the paint dry for a minute. Yeah. Get that plywood paint. All right, let me show you this, the side here. The screen, I don't know if you can tell from here, but it's a little bit bowed, like that. Because, at least on this side, vertical's not gonna work. At least on this side, you can see the top is pushed that way a little bit. Like it goes straight up, but then it goes back a little bit. And that just happened after we set the posts. So I thought about fixing it, putting like a 2x4 from the top down to another 2x4 down to like the base of a tree back there, and make like a scissor to try to push it back forward. But it doesn't really make a difference on the screen when you're watching a movie. So I haven't really gotten around to that yet, because it's not really gonna make a big difference. Also, back here, this is where I climb up. And I was actually just gonna put the plywood right on the post. The, what are these, 6x6, 8x8, 6x6, right on the 6x6 post. But my carpenter friend suggested otherwise. He suggested we put these 2x4s in, which is a good idea because it allows for more flex, but also it makes painting the edges a lot easier, because if I didn't have those, I would just have to use this rickety old ladder and climb up and try to stand on top. She's pretty cob jobbed up. Yeah, it's not real sturdy. It's a little wobbly. So yeah, I would have had to use that and try to stand on top while I'm painting that. But since I have those 2x4s back there, I can just climb up. I actually used the ladder to climb up. And then I just stepped over onto the 2x4s. And that's what I was walking on when I was painting the edges. And it was a little bit tricky because you have to hold yourself up by like putting your arm over top and coming around to hold yourself against the wall and then paint with the other hand. But it's a lot easier than having to move the ladder, you know, from there to there to there to there to there. Plus this little shed thing would have been in the way, and yeah, good idea. Carpenter guy, thanks for that. Alrighty, now I'm gonna go do something while I wait for the paint to dry, and we'll hit the edges. See ya. These kids in their loud trucks, I think they're so cool. Okay, so it's a 4-hour dry time, and I've got plenty of other things to do, like till this garden and mow this lawn, and those may be even more boring than watching paint dry. So I think that's where I'll end this video. Thanks for watching. See ya.